for the first time, a world title and a world champion in Dmitry Bivol. Your commentary team for this one.
From home, Giovanni Straffon in our show, stepping up from British Championship level to world. Upset the odds as well. Will Bivol put in a bit of a performance tonight? Bivol was getting booed by that performance last time out, but
I think that's what we have to expect from Richards. Back foot, he's moving the set for him and become a positive for him.
Yeah, what Richards needs to be careful of, Nick, is then a flash opportunity to land it, and he lands it with such force.
We've got to judge the distance as well. He said, you look at Bivol, he uses that lead foot and reaching so that he can maybe just come in with a counter of his own.
But it makes them look like they're doing so much weight just by pressuring with the feet, constantly thinking and overthinking, trying to keep your distance and trying to keep out the way of the fighter coming forward.
So you need to make sure the jab comes out fast though.
Yeah.
We can't understand what's being said in the Bivol corner, but he looks very, very comfortable, doesn't he? You know,
don't bring that jab hand back fast. That's when you'll get caught over the top
as well, isn't it? A little bit slow and a little bit low.
It's a jab to the head, and then it comes back via the waistband. It's a jab down, back, jab down, and it just push. There's the left hook again. But those right hand, as Chris has just mentioned there, very clever of Bivol, what he expected, and then bang, the right hand will come over the top.
Jab there of Richards was blocked.
It'll just stop Bivol in his tracks a little bit from just coming forward.
Everything for Richards is going to come off that jab. He's looking for the right hand over the top there. And again, picking up those jabs. So
say you're waiting too long, Craig, but this is the problem when you've got a puncher's reputation and then your opponent feels that the extra time that they need to go to work. Throw, he's pausing and hesitating now, and that's giving Bivol the time that he needs to get to work.
Times in the past, ended his career here as well, but we won't talk about that. Campbell Hatton following in his...
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? You've, of course, got the lovely support net.
He made a think here, and I think he's already realising, hang on, I'm running with the...
Coming in, but just backing off and circling in circles, it's just waiting for the...
Brings both hands. It was the right hand that opened up. Off with a left hook.
Good jab from him. Still need to dangle a few jabs out there. Around about 6'3" and a bit, 6'4". Bivol only around about the 6 foot mark, and he's doing so well. Guys, against someone of the size of Richards will just neglect trying to go into close to the body or try and close that distance down quick as they can. But Bivol's happily stand jab Richards with the height difference. As we see Bivol, after success that Richards had, trying to just automatically switch the judges' attention back to himself with his, get the fight back into his favour.
You know, though, Richards went Philly shell on the ropes there and actually managed to roll and catch a lot of those, just ready to just pull.
Has to win if he wants to win this fight.
He has the assets to, as I said, he's blocking with high hands, he's blocking with...
Seconds of this fourth round.
Exposure now more than... Now's the more important part, these middle rounds.
Is revenge going to be best served cold for Tame over to Wembley in North London, and was too good for Chris. It was a belt that was boxed for in Manchester in 1964. Willie Pastrano.
To see him target the body area of Bivol, I haven't seen him throwing any body shots yet.
As he did mix it up nicely when he won that British title again. Make Bivol just start reaching in and see if you can pick him off.
We saw the side-on view just a few moments ago. We can see it here. Because Bivol inches it slightly further forward, and that just magnifies the impact of the jab when Bivol does land it. As well, I think...
Good shot from Richards, but there's going to come a time in this fight when he's going to have to go for it really well. It landed, and he landed it very well. You know, the rest can come off that then.
Scenario here, a little bit like with Joe Smith Jr., where if he can land one of those right hands clean on the temple and he has enough time left in the round, that's going to be where his opportunity is against a guy with the discipline of Dmitry Bivol. You're not going to...
Pretty comfortable, the champion.
I mean, what completely one-sided rounds or eye-catching stuff, he's just doing enough every round, and that's what we fight at a very, very top level, as being both amateur and professional. But
as Richards being close here as we go into the 6th round, it's a formula that...
Perfectly, but just we haven't seen it yet.
In range in relation to it, the less you throw it, the more the element of surprise, winning the majority of each round.
The thing with boxing sometimes, what the average fan...
Waypoint of this one. The British champion is still in it.
One shot Bivol has been looking for a little bit too much is that
in position to let that shot go yourself and generate the...
There's no way. Bivol is comfortable and in control at the moment. But, you know, as I said, I was talking to Peter Sco. Well, I haven't seen much evidence of Bivol being backed up in this fight.
Throws it out as a single, that's when he's vulnerable to the counter because Bivol either comes over the three.
Bivol's also good, again, because of his old amateur pedigree and amateur experience. He landed jab.
Way too long to jab, let's go. You're waiting for him. You put the jab on him and let your backhand.
Out to range, which is, as I've just been saying, is what Bivol likes to do. He'll come in.
Bivol going for it here. Could be vulnerable because Richards does carry some spite in both.
You know, he's going to be hitting the target first, and that's where I think Richards is probably more vulnerable.
For Jamie, and I'll have to get used to this accent and his language. Listen, I think...
And if he can get it just racking up the rounds like this, that's what he'll do.
Doing so, but then you've got to go for it when you go for it. You can't just wait and let Bivol dictate, which he had for the previous 7 rounds.
One of a really good group of British light heavyweights, just bubbling under at the moment.
And you have to say as well, there was a lot of criticism when this fight was made of his depth. He's certainly second best here, but you wouldn't say he was well at meat. Bivol is the best in the world by a stretch here. And Richards is boxing well. He's just...
Whenever Richards has had some success, Bivol is straight back on him.
Right back into his own favour, and more importantly for him...
The front foot here and force Bivol back. See if that changes things up a little bit.
I think he'll criticise himself when he watches it back. I think he'll feel like very, very well in the performance, but I know you're better than that. And I think it's probably been his best round, in my opinion, so far, but he needs a big last 4 rounds now.
Chisora is in the house. How many times? Back on all of them immediately.
Someone like Bivol's command of distance and the way he glides in and out.
His back hasn't touched the ropes once. He hasn't been near them. There you go. That's probably the closest he's been so far. But he's keeping the circle
Circle around him well, didn't he?
He's keeping the centre, and this is better for Richards. It's a good little spell from Biv.
There's a lot
for the champion.
Yeah, Richards just countered there on earlier. You'll pay for them mistakes at the top level.
Back when he left Kevin Barry, there's no bad feelings. I just think I'll need to. Here, Craig Richards is the man that needs to do something a little bit different. Well, he'd been beaten once himself
As well, Nick, and technically he was far better.
Well, Richards landed the solid shot downstairs, which we haven't seen. This is decent from Richards.
The body is such it's been neglected all night for me.
Major sense of urgency now, pressing forward. There goes for the...
And then he's slipping out of the way of the right hand. Just start leading off with it.
It really was. I can't help but think, you know what, I wish he'd been doing this more. Just go for broke. Right hand counter, but always comes back with something. He never allows a good shot to go unanswered.
I thought into the shots, the force of the shot was taken on Richards' gloves.
Level. Can he transfer it to world level? And can he do it?
He's not expecting anything coming to the body, so he just lifts both elbows up high every time Richards throws a shot.
Dropped the right hand in there, and you heard Peter Sim say.
Second phase of attack from Richards, whether it be to the head or the body. When he's just throwing that left up, both elbows down. Good right hand. Not being critical of Richards, I'm just saying.
Against this unbeaten. In the last few seconds of the round, he judges it, he's managed. But in the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds, some encouraging stuff from Richards.
That's what I was trying to say. Like Richards as such, and it's not a put down. It's actually a positive way. He's in here with a world champion, one who many can. And for those middle rounds where he just didn't do as much work as he's doing in 4 rounds, these last 4 rounds, what Chris was saying before, you know, for the last 3 rounds.
Well, 1 round left then, his depth either. But surely He needs to, at the very least, because at the midway point of this fight, Bivol had a big lead. Bivol will happily have this last round at a very round. This is it. Don't leave it all there. Don't carry notches that needs the urgency.
Yeah, it tells you what he thinks about the fight, Bivol. It tells you in the start, the first and the middle 4 rounds of this fight.
Excellent. You know, I'm 100% with you, Paul. Craig Richards and Peter Sims will take an awful lot out of this performance.
You take 6 of them rounds, obviously it doesn't take a brain surgeon to see. You're going to be in with a shout for that fight himself. And I think Dmitry Bivol has done what he has always done and just done enough to win the fight. Fighters on the bill, and credit to them for performing in such circumstances.
Fascinating to see how his partnership with the other junior, Chris Eubank, the verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yuri Kopsev, 115-113. He's still undefeated
Bivol's got it.
and still
Bivol's
the
got it.
WBA Light-Heavyweight